Welcome back, and today I thought I would show you how I make my cheat version of candy corns. So this is, I think, the simpler way. I take yellow, orange, and white soap dough. I roll it out so that it's flat, like you can see here. Then I basically cut it into 3 strips. I'm trying to mimic the size and width of the candy corns. So yeah, the yellow usually is a little bit bigger than the orange and the white is the smallest. Of course, I'm not always perfect with that, but that's my goal when I am making these. One thing to keep in mind is that I do cut a strip and then I kind of cover up the rest of the soap. You don't want your soap to dry out, so you have to be careful in that regards. And you can see here I trimmed my orange and it's a little bit bigger, maybe the same size as the yellow, which was not what I was going for. So of course I redid it. Once you have your slices cut, you're going to take a paintbrush and a little bit of distilled water, paint the distilled water onto one or both sides of the soap dough, and then kind of attach it. You're going to have to squeeze a little bit, you're going to have to use your finger to kind of smooth it out and get it so that it's all staying together. Once you have it all set into strips, you're simply going to take a knife, or in this case I'm just using a little cutter, and you're going to cut it into kind of triangle shaped pieces. You can go back and forth, you can just cut rectangle strips and then trim it at an angle like I'm doing here. I find that I waste a little bit more soap when I do it that way, so I try and cut it at angles if I can. It's not always possible. Then I am simply going to use my fingers and round out the edges and the sides to give it that candy corn shape. Now you can see that my slices here are definitely thinner than a normal candy corn, and they lack that kind of depth. They are more two-dimensional, really, when it comes down to it. However, since I'm going to be using these to embed on top of soap, I didn't really care because you would lose that 3D depth anyways, and doing it this way was a lot quicker than trying to create that 3D candy corn. So a word of caution, you can over smooth it out. As you can see here, I keep trying to smooth it to get the edges rounded, and in doing so, I actually, one, had the yellow come apart from the orange, so I had to move that back in place, and two, the yellow got too thick on the bottom because I kept pushing and pushing it. So don't overdo it. And remember that while you have attached the pieces to each other, they're still soft and they can still come apart pretty easy. They're gonna need time to harden into one piece, but you have to mold the edges while it's still soft. So just word of caution when you're making it, don't overdo it. And there you have it, candy corn. So I need to make about 100 of them. So I have a long way to go, but this is a much quicker way when you need a whole bunch of candy corns. I hope this helped and I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, stay tuned for the video where I actually make my candy corn, so coming this Saturday.